Hi there, I am Dr. Regina Zona, and this is Mindset Monday. Today, we're going to talk about inspiration and specifically finding inspiration in unlikely places as a singer. So, the thing is that, sometimes we just need to be inspired by something else outside of what we see in the everyday to sort of kickstart our creativity. Maybe you're looking for ideas for your next recital or your next show, or you're struggling with a particular technical or artistic issue and you know that you just need to approach it differently, or you're feeling stuck in a rut and you just need something to kick you out of the rut. So I just wanted to give you some four kind of fun ways to sort of spark your creativity in ways that are not necessarily related to singing, but absolutely can inspire you. So the first thing that might be kind of fun and interesting is going to an art museum. And so I know, okay, it's art, but it's visual art, not performing art or vocal art. But the thing is that when you sort of stroll through an art gallery and you find a particular painting that really, or a particular sculpture that really sort of makes you stop and stare at it, something is pulling you towards that. And what I would do is I would challenge you to try to figure out, okay, what is it about that piece of art that is really inspiring you? And then how can you relate that to what you do as an artist, as a performing artist, or as a singer? I only have to remind you that, Mussorgsky, the great Russian composer, actually used this exact technique to write one of his most popular works, Pictures at an Exhibition. He went to an art gallery or went to an art exhibition, and he was so inspired by the art in the exhibition that he actually wrote a major piece of music for it that is very, very famous. So you can do the same thing. Just try to see in that visual art something that sort of sparks something artistically and creatively in you and in your own performance. Number two, in similar ways, go and see a dance concert or a ballet or some kind of dance performance, whether it's classical ballet or contemporary hip hop. If you see a dancer, how they hold their bodies, how they gesture, how they move about the stage, there is a great deal that you can take away from that, from being on stage yourself. This is not necessarily a dance performance, but I remember when I was in college, I was watching the Metropolitan Opera National Council auditions, and there was one singer who was competing in the competition. And when she was performing, I was absolutely mesmerized by how she used her hands. Her hands were so graceful and elegant, but they were never used out of context. They were never used as a crutch for her vocalism. They were only there to absolutely gesture within the dramatic moment. And I walked home after seeing her performance there, and I started singing through one of my arias and trying to see if I could incorporate some kind of the gestures and the elegance that she incorporated in my performance. So you could do the same thing watching other singers, but also watching dancers and how they use their bodies. And that can be a source of inspiration. Another source of inspiration is exploring instrumental music. Okay, so I know that you're a singer, but what I want to challenge you to do is step into perhaps uncharted territory by listening to an instrumental piece from genres that perhaps you typically wouldn't reference. I mean, maybe you listen to a symphony or a string quartet, or you listened to some bebop jazz, or you listen to folk music, or Indian raga, something that is outside of your normal day-to-day listening, and become enveloped in that style and in the musicianship of the artists when they don't have any words to express like you as a singer do. And just see sort of what that sort of can bring up in your own performances. And finally, what about delving into some literature that paints very vivid pictures with words? If you are singing a role from an opera, why don't you try to pick up a novel that was written in the time period that the opera is set, or written in the same year that the opera was written? Using literature to sort of spark some creativity and learn more about what it is that you're possibly singing, that can really help you sort of move into a creative space that perhaps just reading the libretto would, or the text or whatever, would not necessarily give you. So those are sort of 4 ways that you can find inspiration that is outside of sort of your normal channels, and spark something inside you that would maybe take your musicianship or your artistry, your creativity, your singing, your performing to the next level. So I always end these Mindset Mondays with a quote. Today is no different. This quote is from Roald Dahl, and he says, "And above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it." So go out and explore. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. And if you have a fun little way that you get inspiration, tell me in the comments below. I would love to know what inspires you in your artistic work. Have a great day.